Hey everyone, and welcome back to Dogemeat Games. I want to start this video by thanking the people that are in my life. Whether you feel like your impact is big or small, just know that I cherish your friendship and thank you for accepting me for who I am. A special thanks goes to my fiance and my kids for the same thing, and also the kindness to love me as I love them. So the video today will not necessarily be about games, so if that's what you came here for, then I'm truly sorry, and we will be back to that tomorrow. Today, I want to address something that, as I grow increasingly older, becomes incredibly important to me: mental health. The very mention of this topic tends to put some people on edge, and rightly so, as it's not an easy thing to speak about. But a few weeks ago, I decided to leave my job, one that I had been at for 6 years, and climbed to multiple new positions for a pretty difficult reason to deal with. I had been struggling for quite some time to make things work in my newest position, of which I was in for about a year and a half. Between a global pandemic, multiple management changes, unclear expectations and objectives, and the difficulty of achieving the goals that I'd set for myself, everything was very much starting to wear on me. So much so that I started to act differently, both at work and at home. I'm typically pretty energetic, upbeat, and a very passionate kind of person, and I like to be my true, genuine self in every situation. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that those key character traits had started to fade and disappear until I had some crucial conversations with trusted friends. I started to realize that my mental health had been declining for some time. I wasn't really sure what to do after multiple breakdowns with my fiance and not quite knowing where the next step in my journey of life was. Then I experienced a significant event that put everything into perspective for me. I had decided to get my COVID-19 vaccination to do my part in helping with the pandemic. My local hospital had the Johnson & Johnson one ready and had a clinic, and they had openings, so I jumped on the opportunity. This was days before they decided to pull that vaccine from the market after reports of health concerns. I had an adverse reaction to the vaccine. I passed out, I had a minor seizure, and woke up about 90 seconds later in tachycardia and atrial fibrillation, or AFib for short, which means I had a resting heart rate of over 100 and irregular heartbeats, respectively. I stayed in the hospital under observation for the weekend. This was a very eye-opening experience for me. I had never been in the hospital like this before, never passed out like that, or experienced any of those medical issues before this moment in my entire life. I simply came directly from work to the clinic to fill my responsibility as a good person to help fight the pandemic. So, in the hospital that weekend, I had a lot of time to reflect and think about where I am in my life and what I should be doing. It was as if everything zoomed out for a while, all at once, and I was able to see my whole picture, my whole story. I realized that I was in a spot that made me a different person, and for the wrong reasons. And after realizing that my home self had been affected as well, and I was not being the best person that I could be for my family, I think I knew exactly what I needed to do. Fast forward a couple of weeks, and I decided to leave my job. I decided that the impact on my family far outweighed the stress that my job was causing, and I left. So I'm not trying to achieve anything in particular here, maybe just awareness and hopefully sharing something that can affect someone else. I hope to convey that we all need to do what is best for our mental health, not for what will give us financial gain or anything that will impede your ability to be present, focused on what you care about in your life, and focus on yourself. I do these reflection topics every week because they're important to put things into perspective. We often lose sight of that with a world as busy as ours, and it continues to be. We always try to push consistency versus reality and stuff down the things that we really want to do with ourselves and the impact we want to make on those we love, just to push forth one more day. We don't deserve that. We deserve happiness in whatever form that decides to take, and we deserve to do what we really want to do for the rest of our lives. I'm turning 32 this year, and I want to finally start forming who I am and who I want my family to be proud of and who my kids will talk about in their later years. We need to talk about mental health all the time because it bleeds and feeds into every aspect of our lives. Emotions aren't something to deal with. They're something to understand and label correctly. We feel things or not because we are human. We need to trust in our support systems, whatever they may be, to pick us up when we are down or push us when we need it. Video games can help here because virtually everything has a multiplayer or social aspect to it, so it's pretty much a guarantee that someone out there can listen or even relate to you about whatever it is that you're struggling with. We have a responsibility to each other to support and help wherever we see fit, even if it's hard, and listen to those that need help or reach out. I will be talking about this more in future videos, but I wanted to get at least this part out to maybe help others that have not felt quite like themselves lately for whatever reason. Know that there are people out there that will support you and listen and be kind, even if it's just a few. If you are unhappy with your life, seek help from others and try to understand and identify where you can make a change. We all have an opportunity to make an impact, and I believe the power of unity can overcome the odds that the world may stack against us. Remember, people care, even if you haven't met them yet. Someone can help you see you for you. Thank you so very much for watching today. If you ever need to talk, come back and talk to me in the comments anytime. I engage with everyone that takes the time to leave something to say. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.